It was an all-out manhunt for the gunman police say went on a shooting rampage against his own family Saturday night. The neighbor says she ran over, calling out for help while calling out for a miracle as she tried to comfort her longtime neighbor.
Don't leave, stay here. And I heard my grandbaby holler out for her friend, and I looked, raised up, and she was in the vehicle holding her.
As Memphis Christian Sr., as well as others here in this community, were shocked, rattled even, to learn what happened at this family home. As part of his reign of terror, Christian drove 15 miles from the deadly triple shooting to this home along Warrington Road in southeast Memphis. Things are now quiet, except for the sound of wind chimes. And things are still, besides crime scene tape blowing in the wind.
In Memphis, Tennessee, all over the city during late hours, multiple people would get a city alert looking for a man who was on the run. It was alleged that he committed multiple crimes and was very dangerous. As people were walking out of their sleep to calls, texts, and emergency alerts from the city, they would take to social media to express their dislike for the notifications. Some would even make jokes, saying they hoped the man was off the street before the rush hour in the morning. Not being sensitive to those involved and not taking the alert seriously. As police went from scene to scene, they quickly knew that Memphis Christian Jr. needed to be off the streets quickly. What started as one female being shot at a home, then ended up being 5 females shot, spanning over 3 different locations, and all 5 allegedly being shot by Memphis, leaving family and friends brokenhearted, devastated, and confused. The Memphis Police Department responded to the first of the shootings around 5:45 p.m. on Saturday, November 18th, and found 3 females shot. According to a neighbor, Memphis allegedly blocked his family in the driveway and shot them as they were in the car. Memphis is said to be the uncle of the mother and her 2 daughters who were shot. The mother was Letitia Boble and her 13-year-old daughter Tori and 15-year-old daughter Taylor. According to one of the neighbors, when she heard the gunshots, she looked outside and saw Letitia unalived, and sadly, 13-year-old Tori would pass away with her best friend from across the street running over, jumping into the car to hold her as she lost life in her body. 15-year-old Taylor was said to be outside the vehicle, so she was able to run, but she was still shot and rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Another neighbor said he heard screaming and saw Taylor running, then fall to the ground. One of the females was shot at least 7 times, but it was not clear which one the neighbor was referring to. One of the neighbors would elaborate that Letitia and the girls were not staying at the home at the time because of Memphis and were probably coming just to pick something up. So there was definitely some scary things happening before his rampage. As family got the news, they were rushed to the home at 3636 Field Lark Drive and were not there long before they would be told more unfortunate news. About 15 miles away, at a home at 5050 Warrington Road, officers would arrive at a second scene at 6:40 p.m. At the time, it was still not known that it was involving Memphis, but soon his path of destruction would be connected. When police arrived at the Warrington Road home near Clearbrook Street in southwest Memphis, that is when they would find Ruby Christian Manuel, who had been shot and unalived. It is believed that she is the sister of Memphis and the mother and grandmother of Letitia and her 2 kids. But why? Why would a man take the life of the females in his family? What made him target them? As the evening progressed, and tonight, police would get another call from a shooting at 196 Howard Drive in Winter Haven. It was around 9:25 p.m., and when they arrived, they would find 46-year-old Tawanda Barron Christian unalive, and it was said that Memphis is her estranged husband. Tawanda, who is affectionately known as Toe, shared 3 kids with Memphis, and just last year in May 2022, they lost their oldest son, 27-year-old Ladarius Deshaun Christian, known as DBO Grape. According to news reports, Ladarius passed away when he allegedly led police on a high-speed chase. The pursuit began at approximately 1 a.m. when a deputy attempted to pull over the vehicle that Ladarius was in for driving reckless. Deputies deployed stop sticks, and the vehicle came to a stop on the westbound side of I-26. And they said that's when Ladarius allegedly ran away on foot across the lanes of traffic. As he ran, he was struck by a civilian vehicle near the connector to Highway 52 and lost his life immediately on scene. So the family said they were still healing from that, and now Mavis is said to have allegedly taken the life of 4 family members. According to Mavis Sr., he told the news that his son was estranged from the whole family ever since he was released from prison several years ago. According to an old co-worker of Mavis, he allegedly shot a man at the job in the past too. For some, it was no surprise because Mavis has a history of domestic violence as well. It would be documented in Shelby County that in February 2018, Mavis would be charged with aggravated assault, vandalism, domestic assault, and theft of property. And this is just one charge against his wife. According to the report, he was estranged from his wife and went to her home. She tried to put him out, and he punched her multiple times in the face, causing her to lose conscience. He then stood over her, hitting her more. That's when their teenage daughter and son came to stop him. And that's when they said he started punching on his daughter as well. He would end up destroying multiple TVs, the computer, windows, car windows, and just went buck crazy. This man was a ticking time bomb who was cowardly for preying on women, especially the women in his own family. Local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies were searching for Mavis after the slayings on November 18th and were looking for a white 2017 Chevrolet Malibu that he was allegedly driving.
This hurts, not only as an officer but as a father, to know that this senseless act of violence occurred tonight in Memphis is bothersome. We have to do better. We must do better. As a community, it takes all of us, not just the police, not just the community, but we have to work together to stop senseless acts of violence. We're tired of it, the community's tired of it, and we will not stop until we locate this suspect.
It would be around 3:30 a.m. Sunday morning, November 19th. The car would be found, and Memphis Police Department said the 52-year-old Mavis Christian Jr. was located inside, and he was suffering from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. He was pronounced unalive at the scene. What a tragedy for the Christian family that lost 4 women to domestic violence all at the same time, with one still fighting for their life in the hospital. There are just no words for what he did. Mavis was said to have a very violent past and definitely shouldn't have been a part of society with what he did. He took the cowardly way out by allegedly taking his life because there was no way he would have seen the light of day again. I mean, there is no telling what someone may have ended up doing to him if he stayed on the run. This is Memphis we're talking about, and they will take a life for a lot less. No family should have to bury 4 people at the same time for something that was avoidable and should not have happened. My sincere thoughts and prayers for this family and all those affected in this mass family unaliving. So please comment your thoughts and your prayers for this family in this much difficult time. And don't forget to hit that like button, to share, to make your people aware. And as always, remember, stay woke. Things change quickly.